I grew up listening to and knowing Eminem before I ever really knew him. Truth be told, I never really listened to the Slim Shady LP growing up, not front to back, not properly, not until my 20s. And honestly, I'm glad it worked out that way, because hearing this album as an adult doesn't just feel like discovering an old rap record, it feels like uncovering a cultural artifact that still has the power to provoke, offend, and unsettle people decades later, and that alone should tell you something. If you're watching this and already feel uncomfortable, defensive, or excited, then the Slim Shady LP is doing exactly what it was designed to do. This album isn't polite, it doesn't ask permission, it doesn't care if you get it or not. The Slim Shady LP kicks the door down, laughs at the room, and dares you to decide whether you're entertained, offended, or both. In an era where artists are constantly sanding down their own edges for algorithms, brand safety, and online approval, revisiting this album feels almost dangerous, and that's why it matters. Eminem didn't just introduce himself here, he introduced a persona that weaponized shock, satire, and raw honesty in a way that mainstream music simply wasn't prepared for. From the moment the album begins, you can feel every intent behind every bar. Slim Shady isn't just a character, it is a pressure valve. It is a way to say the unsayable, to mock hypocrisy, to exaggerate pain into something grotesque and funny, because sometimes that's the only way to survive it. What makes this album fascinating isn't just what Eminem says, but why he says it, and how deliberately he pushes listeners into discomfort. You're not meant to sit back passively, you're meant to react, laugh, cringe, argue, rewind the bar just to make sure you heard it right, because production-wise, Dr. Dre gave Eminem the perfect playground. Beats that are playful, sinister, and deceptively clean, allowing the lyrics to hit even harder. The contrast between slick production and unhinged subject matter is intentional. It lures you in before pulling the rug out right from under you. The result is an album that feels alive, volatile, and confrontational even now. So if you have ever wondered why the Slim Shady still sparks debates, still divides listeners, and still feels taboo to openly praise, that's exactly why this album deserves re-examination. Whether you love it, hate it, or can't decide how you feel about it, one thing is certain: you never walk away indifferent. And in a world drowning in disposable, sloppy music, that alone makes the Slim Shady LP something worth talking about. If there's one thing that sets Eminem apart as an artist, it's his ability to blend language, rhythm, and narrative to his will, and the Slim Shady LP proves that he was already a master of this craft all the way back in 1999. From the very first track, it's clear that Eminem isn't content to rhyme conventionally. Every line is loaded with double entendres, shocking imagery, and precise timing that makes even the most outrageous lyric land perfectly. Listening to My Name Is, I was struck by the same sense of awe I had listening to his later work. Every rhyme is calculated, every word chosen for maximum effect, and every punchline lands with brutal precision. His lyrical dexterity isn't just for show, it conveys character, attitude, and story, making Slim Shady an unforgettable voice in hip-hop. Storytelling is just another triumph of this album, because Eminem constructs vignettes that are absurd, terrifying, and hilarious all at once. Tales of dysfunctional family dynamics, violent fantasies, and encounters with fame are told with such sharp wit and emotional clarity that the listener is simultaneously laughing and recoiling. The genius lies in the balance. Eminem can deliver a line that's grotesque or shocking, only to undercut it with humor or vulnerability moments later. This duality makes every song feel alive, unpredictable, and impossible to forget. He doesn't just rap about pain and rage, he performs it, immersing listeners in the chaotic world of Slim Shady. Wordplay and flow are, of course, central to the experience. Eminem's cadence bends to the beat, doubling back on itself, speeding up, slowing down, and landing syllables in ways that defy expectation. Internal rhymes, assonance, and multisyllabic structures abound, making the album a showcase of technical skill that still reads as effortless. Dr. Dre's production provides space for this virtuosity, giving Eminem's voice center stage, while enhancing the drama and tension of every verse. Even subtle inflections in his delivery communicate personality, mood, and character, elevating the album beyond a mere collection of songs to a fully realized artistic statement. Ultimately, the lyrics in the Slim Shady LP aren't just clever, they are transformative. They allow Eminem to carve a space for voices. Every verse communicates attitude, humor, and pain, demonstrating why he became one of the most influential and controversial figures in hip-hop. Listening to this album, I was reminded why Eminem's words have such power. They entertain, provoke and challenge, all while remaining deeply human. In '99, no rapper combined technical skill, storytelling and shock value as seamlessly as Eminem, and the Slim Shady LP remains a masterclass in lyrical genius. If the Slim Shady LP achieves one thing above all else, it is emotional resonance that transcends comedy, shock, or controversy. Eminem has always excelled at creating characters who are both exaggerated and deeply human, and this album elevates that skill, or shows it off for the first time rather, to a remarkable level. Slim Shady is absurd, violent and outrageous, but beneath the bravado and dark humor lies a young man grappling with pain, alienation, and the challenges of growing up poor, misunderstood, and very angry. The album allows listeners to feel empathy for someone whose behavior is often unlikable, demonstrating Eminem's uncanny ability to humanize even his most grotesque alter egos. Tracks like Guilty Conscience and 97 Bonnie and Clyde explore moral complexity and consequence, forcing listeners to confront uncomfortable realities. Eminem doesn't shy away from controversial subject matter, instead he uses it to challenge cultural norms, push boundaries, and examine human behavior with brutal honesty. At the same time, moments of vulnerability peek through, particularly in songs that reflect on his personal struggles with his family, past relationships, and societal pressures. These glimpses remind listeners that behind the outrageous persona is an artist who challenges and channels real emotions, making the album both shocking and profoundly relatable. The album also serves as a commentary on fame, societal expectations, and media sensationalism. Eminem presents a world where tabloid culture, hypocrisy, and moral panic intersect with the struggles of a young artist trying to find his voice. His lyrics are laced with critique, exposing the absurdity of public outrage while simultaneously reveling in it. Through this, the Slim Shady LP becomes more than a personal statement, it becomes a cultural mirror, reflecting both the absurdity and the pain of contemporary society. Humor, satire, and absurdity are carefully balanced with genuine emotion, creating an album that is chaotic yet cohesive, hilarious yet heartbreaking. Eminem's ability to traverse these tonal shifts effortlessly is what makes the work so enduring. Listeners are challenged to laugh, wince, and empathize all at once, a feat few artists have ever managed to achieve so early in their careers. The album's production, voice acting, and pacing all work in service of this emotional tapestry, ensuring that the Slim Shady LP is more than just a collection of songs. It is an immersive experience that resonates with listeners on multiple levels. Ultimately, this album succeeds where few debut records do because it never sacrifices honesty for humor or shock for substance. Slim Shady, Eminem, and the world he inhabits are more than musical creations, they are cultural artifacts that document the tension, pain, and creativity of their time. For fans and newcomers alike, the Slim Shady LP represents the moment Eminem became a force to be reckoned with, daring, raw, and enjoyably unfiltered. One of the standout qualities of the Slim Shady LP is how performance and production work hand in hand to create an immersive musical experience. Eminem's voice is a multifaceted instrument, capable of rapid-fire aggression, sardonic humor, tender vulnerability, and shocking, uncensored cruelty, sometimes all within the very same verse. Each song feels like a performance piece, with vocal inflections, shifts in cadence, and dramatic emphasis transforming lyrics into fully realized characters and narratives. Tracks like Role Model and Just Don't Give a Fuck showcase his ability to inhabit a persona completely, delivering lines that are both technically impressive and emotionally affecting. Dr. Dre's production is equally masterful. The beats, samples, and arrangements provide a rich sonic landscape for Eminem's storytelling. Funky bass lines, eerie piano flourishes, and punchy percussions all complement his lyrics, giving each track a sense of space, energy, and identity. Production choices, pauses, sudden drops, and shifts in instrumentation interact with Eminem's vocal performance to heighten tension, punctuate humor, and underscore emotional beats. The result is an album that feels alive, dynamic, and meticulously crafted from start to finish. Collaborations with guest artists and background vocals adds layers of texture and character. D12's contributions, skits and interludes creates a narrative flow that binds the album together, while subtle effects and ad-libs enhance its theatricality. These elements prevent the record from feeling static or one-dimensional, making each listen a discovery of nuances. The synergy between production and performance transforms the Slim Shady LP from a debut record into a fully realized artistic statement. Attention to tonal detail further elevates the album. Aggressive tracks hit with raw intensity, comedic tracks provoke laughter without feeling cheap, and introspective tracks resonate emotionally, all within the framework of a single cohesive album. This balance is rare, particularly on a debut record, and highlights Eminem's genius in navigating multiple layers of storytelling, performance, and sonic design simultaneously. In short, the combination of performances and production elevates the Slim Shady LP into a landmark first album. Eminem's lyrical virtuosity, character work, and emotional range, paired with Dre's impeccable beats and textures, makes for a record that is as immersive as it is unforgettable. For fans of hip-hop, comedy, and storytelling alike, this album remains a touchstone of late 90s rap, a testament to the uncensored, raw genius that is Eminem. Listening to the Slim Shady LP is an experience that reminded me why Eminem became not only one of the most influential figures in music history, but my favorite rap artist of all time. From his early mixtape days to the groundbreaking releases that followed, Eminem has consistently pushed the boundaries of lyrical skill, storytelling, and cultural commentary. But with the Slim Shady LP, he established himself as a force unlike any other. This is not just a debut album, it is a declaration of identity, blending shock, satire, and heart in a way few artists ever achieved. The album's lyrics alone are astonishing. Every verse brims with clever wordplay, absurd imagery, and biting social commentary. Tracks like the ever-popular and ever-beloved My Name Is, and the ever-famous and fan-favorite Guilty Conscience showcases a mastery of rhyme, rhythm, and narrative that remains unmatched decades upon decades later. The Slim Shady persona, simultaneously grotesque and somewhat relatable, allows Eminem to explore his darkest thoughts while connecting with listeners on a more human level. His words provoke, entertain, and challenge, making each track a vivid, unforgettable experience. Yet what truly elevates the Slim Shady LP is its emotional core. Beneath the outrageous humor and violent fantasy lies vulnerability, pain, and reflection. Themes of alienation, family struggle, and societal pressure are interwoven seamlessly with comedy, creating an album that is both shocking and deeply human. Listeners are invited not just to laugh or recoil, but to empathize, reflect, and experience the full range of emotion Eminem brought to the table within his very first album. Every beat, pause, and inflection contributes to an immersive, cohesive experience. Collaborations, skits, and tonal shifts enhance the album's narrative flow, creating a work that is vibrant, unpredictable, and completely alive. Ultimately, the Slim Shady LP is more than just a debut, it is a landmark of uncensored artistry. It stands proudly in the history of hip-hop as a record that captivates, shocks, and inspires because Eminem's genius lies in his ability to merge humor, horror, technical skill, and humanity into a cohesive whole, establishing a voice that remains influential and unforgettable. For fans, newcomers, and anyone who values fearless creativity in music, the Slim Shady LP is not just an album, it is a cultural milestone, a raw and unapologetic masterpiece that continues to resonate decades after its release.